Hey everybody, welcome to another Age of Grogu, and I've got with me Elijah and Max. Guys, how's it going? Super
It is
Bowl Sunday, I guess.
going. Who? What? What's that?
I don't know, I don't watch Super Bowl, I just watch the trailers. Yeah,
I don't know. I don't care about any of that. I didn't even know.
neither
I thought
do
it
I.
was. I thought it was at the end of the month. I was like, oh, it's today. I was so confused.
Yeah, I didn't realize. I always thought it was March. Whatever.
Yeah.
I knew it was today. I'm watching it later.
Are you okay? Fair enough. Fair
Yeah,
enough.
Brent's coming over later to watch it with me.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah. We'll be getting a pile of trailer drops. We'll probably talk about that stuff next week because I don't think we'll get the chance to see any of it. I mean, I know How to Train Your Dragon is supposed to be dropping a trailer. I think the Puppy Bowl is supposed to be dropping one for Superman. We're
I think
supposed to
that's
get
gonna
a
be just a
new
quick
Fantastic
spot. I
Four.
think it's not gonna be a
Yeah,
full trailer.
I don't think so either. I feel like
It's
the
probably
same
going
I
to
with
be
see people
something with
hyping it up.
crypto,
yeah Fantastic Four. We might get
crypto,
another
and
little
yeah.
piece.
I'm
We'll
guessing the
get
Superman one's
pieces
just going to be like a crypto trailer with just the dog, and
possibly.
like maybe like a bit of Superman petting him or something
I
like that. Like,
I have no idea.
Yeah,
It's yeah. Well,
that's
I guess we'll
exactly what I'm
find out.
expecting. I've seen a lot of people
Hey
all over the
Ronan, how
it'll
place
you
be like
doing?
the
hyping up,
dog food
hyping it up like it's
commercial.
gonna be like the full trailer for the movie. It's
Right.
like no, it's gonna be a crypto spot.
Yeah.
It probably will be. I mean, I don't want them to kind of offload too much. Same with Fantastic Four. We could probably get a. We
I
only
want
just got
some
that.
thought. I want a little because it's all like so much
We
setting
just
and so
got.
much teases, but I just want a little bit of like
Yeah.
plot. I
We
wonder
we.
what they're doing.
Yeah. I guess. I mean, I'm fine with knowing as little as possible, but I know they're going to throw a lot at us, and then they'll throw another two or three trailers before the movie comes out. I mean, we got the teaser for Fantastic Four this week. That was the big one that we're gonna kind of talk our way through a little bit and stuff like that. Apart from that, not a huge amount of news, just little bits and pieces. Guys, what have you been up to the last week or so? Anything interesting? See anything new? Check anything out?
I went and saw Love Hurts last night.
Okay,
That's
that's the
the
one
Ki
with
Kwan.
Kiwi
Ki-
Kwan. Yes.
Yeah.
Uh huh. Yeah.
Um, and it was like one of those low budget action movies, so it was
Okay.
kind of cheesy in parts.
Okay.
But Key was great.
Cool.
Some of the action sequences were like fun, but like
Yeah.
just superhuman powers, like just kind of too cheesy. Where it's like, okay, like you're not kicking people across the room, like
Right.
it's like they're just supposed to. He's just supposed to be like a uh, ex assassin or whatever.
Okay.
But some of the fight scenes were, involved and interesting. And
All right.
one of the main characters, the main girl, was wearing a flaming lips shirt the whole time. So I was like,
Okay.
yeah, I was like the only one that noticed. I'm like,
Uh-huh.
that's a flaming lips shirt. Because they never really
Was
show like the back of it. It's like a tour shirt or whatever, but like the
okay.
front, like is the front of the album cover. So I
That's
was
funny.
like,
Was
flaming lips, yeah.
was
And
Key? Yeah, sorry.
Key was great, and there was
Yeah,
a Sean Austin cameo.
cameo. Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
So
Oh,
he
that's
pops up,
cool.
and I was like, "Yeah!" I was like the only person in the theater that was like, "Yeah!" And everyone
That's
was
Where's
like,
cool.
Jason for Encino Man?
The
"Yeah, yeah, yeah." I was hoping that it'd
yeah,
be nice if there was like a small Goonies
yeah,
cameo from everybody in there, but like obviously
yeah.
like he just got his
Obviously
one
not.
buddy in. So
They
Right.
did just have a reunion at the premiere, though. I did see that.
yeah,
Well,
yeah. Not
actually,
everybody was there, but
they were
Martha
actually there for
Plimpton was
his.
not there.
Key got
Yeah,
his footprints and the Gremlins
yeah,
Man's Theater.
yeah, yeah.
So they actually were all there, or not all of them, but a lot of them were there for it.
Enough
It's
of
kind of like
them.
enough of
Yeah.
them. Yeah, yeah,
No Martha Plimpton and
yeah.
no
Doesn't look like Sean Austin was there either.
yeah, no Sean
Yeah,
Austin.
I didn't even notice he
Yeah,
wasn't there.
yeah.
You're
But yeah, I mean,
distracted by Corey's hair.
yeah, but that's it. Yeah, I mean, he's always
You're like,
putting
what?
himself front and center. But you've got like Josh Brolin there. You've got Cohen. What's his name? Plays Chunk. That's next to who's next to
And
Josh
Chris
Brolin.
Columbus, which is nice.
Oh, it's Chris Columbus. Okay. What? Where? Oh, that's next to.
Columbus in the hat and the sunglasses
Oh, next to Key. Yeah,
next to Keith.
and then yeah, and then
Yeah,
Carrie.
Josh Brolin.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, you would never recognize Josh Cohen, was it? Who
Josh
played
Cohen, yeah.
Chunk? Yeah, yeah. You'd never
Well, if
recognize
you're
him
in the know, you
as
know what he
Chunk.
looks like now. He's a
Yeah,
lawyer and
yeah,
thin.
yeah. Exactly.
That
He
baby
lost a
fat
lot of weight.
little chubby little kid.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like it's pretty not common knowledge, but if you followed him, you know he lost the weight like a while ago. There was news
Yeah.
stories when I don't know, he had some law cases that were pretty successful, and he just was in the news for being
Yeah.
like he was a goonie, now he's a lawyer. It was kind of like
Well,
those kind of
yeah.
It's like the
He
Stand By Me, Jerry, whatever his name is. Jerry. It's
Jerry
like, oh,
O'Connell.
Yeah,
he's like, oh, he was. You're like, yeah, I was a little chubby when I was
Jerry
a
Cole.
kid. Can we like drop that? Like, I've been thin since I was an 18.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
like,
Jeff B. Cohen
let's bring it down a notch.
is has been representing Key for the last several years now as his
Oh yeah,
lawyer
I
Yeah.
remember
too,
that.
because he's
I think
actually
people also
responded.
forget though, he was a very successful stunt guy or stunt
Sure.
coordinator
Oh
too.
yeah,
Like people act like
yeah.
he wasn't in the industry, but
He wasn't front
he's
and center
been
He
acting
has
yeah, he
wise
been
as
wasn't
much.
front
acting.
and
Yeah,
center, but
Yeah.
it's cool to
yeah.
have him front and center acting again.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And merging that with all the stunt work that he's done. I think that's
Right.
like
Yeah,
kind of the coolest part about it.
which was like that's the most part. That's the part I liked of this movie is just the action sequences and watching him fight, and he's so fluent. You know, like geez, he could be.
Yeah.
You know, like he reminds me of Jackie Chan a little bit with
Right.
how he fights and like props and he's
Yeah,
like top
yeah.
heavy like Jackie Chan, where he's just grabbing something and fighting with whatever, like, a rag or whatever. A lot of that in this movie is like Jackie
Right.
Chan type fighting, where it's like he grabs
Yeah.
something and fights with
Nice.
a
Okay.
a non-weapon type thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was really fun.
You forget how
Cool.
good he is at stunts because of just how likable and his bubbly persona.
Right.
Yeah. No, totally. Yeah. Anything else? Any shows or anything like that? Max, what have you been watching? What have you been checking out this
Oh, I
week?
watched this great movie, Let's Start a Cult. It's just
Okay.
like a cheesy comedy about a guy. It starts with a guy in a cult, and they're
Right.
like, they're all talking about like transcendence. We gotta transcend, and then they
Okay.
really don't like the main character played by the comedian Stavros, like Hawkius. He's just kind
Okay.
of like this really absurd, kind of like Jack Blackie, crass dude who's
Right.
just like they just lured him into the cult, I guess,
Okay.
and then they all kill themselves without him. And then yeah, it's about him
Okay.
starting a new cult, or
Oh,
him
okay.
finding a new cult.
All right. Okay. That's cool. Was that a movie or was that one of
A
those
movie. It's a
movie?
movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Okay. All right. That's cool. With did you
That's on
catch up
Hulu.
on?
Did it come in
Oh yeah.
theaters or was that like direct to like
I
Hulu or
think
whatever?
it had a limited theatrical release, but it was
Hmm.
originally like on like a purchasable movie on demand, and it did really
Right.
Okay,
well
okay,
because
okay.
Okay.
comedian's pretty successful, and yeah, Hulu just got the rights to it.
Yeah. That's cool. Did you catch Invincible yet?
I did. I was waiting
Yeah.
to talk about that.
Okay.
I loved it. They added some
It was good.
stuff that's not in the comic that made some stuff a
Okay.
lot better, and they made
Like
characters a lot.
like
Well,
what?
I don't want to say because it might add spoilers, but like so you
Spoilers
know
for
that
Invincible. If you
okay,
haven't seen it, guys, we're just gonna give a
you
little
know
bit of spoilers. Yeah.
yeah, you know that intro with the all those villains like the Tether Tyrant and
Hmm.
what's the other one's name, but all that stuff.
Right.
That was not in the comic. They just kind of
Okay.
fleshed them out and gave them some crazy backstory.
Okay.
Um, and then some of the stuff with Cecil was a little bit. I think in the comic it was mostly hinted at. I don't think they ever showed
Okay.
it. But all of
Okay.
The Cecil stuff was
I
pretty
like that
new.
backstory. I like the
And
backstory that they gave there. Was it kind of gives you a perspective on Cecil's point of view and perspective on the world
yeah,
and everything like that. And so it's like it's hard to kind of feel.
because I know what's coming, and Cecil's about to make some bad decisions based on his
Okay,
own personal beliefs, which is
fair
just
enough.
his whole character the entire time of Invincible. Every time, like if he just listened to Invincible, things would be great. But
Okay,
his whole thing is he's the guy that goes, "No, I can't trust you,"
right.
because of
Okay.
his past
And of
experiences, and
course, that
then
creates
Omni-Man on
more
top of that.
separation between them. But obviously, it's where it's going,
Yeah,
kind of
we
thing.
saw that in these last few episodes.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like their whole relationship is just crazy.
I don't want to give away specifically, but when it comes to Oliver, in the end of episode 3, does that take place in the comic in that kind of form? Is that particular arc
Well, it's
become?
much more brutal in the comic.
Oh,
Um,
really? It was pretty damn brutal in what we saw.
There's a moment that they
Okay.
took out. It's like he basically, this is heavy spoilers, so if you
Okay.
could mute me for a second.
Okay.
Okay, if everyone's just is not listening, but whatever. So when he
Right.
kills the Mauler twins,
Yeah.
he basically Invincible comes back and he's like, "Oh my god!" And he's like, "But Dad says it's okay to kill sometimes. But Dad says it's okay to kill it for the right reason."
Yeah.
And then Mark gives him like a stare for a while, and he just goes, "No."
How do you?
Or he says sometimes. Mark
Okay.
basically says it's okay to kill sometimes, and that
Okay.
was when he basically goes through the whole black suit arc, which he gets in the show.
Okay. Right.
They took out the beat of him saying it's sometimes okay to kill. He just kind of
Okay.
stares at him in the show. But
All right.
yeah, because Mark is about to go through some shit. The black
Okay.
suit era definitely symbolizes the darkness of the upcoming arc.
All right. Okay. Well, I'm excited. It's been kind of fun. It's been, definitely
I
changing the
want more
tone.
Omni-Man this season so far. 3 episodes.
Yeah, it's been very light.
Omni-Man.
Very light on what we're seeing.
Yeah, I mean,
It's obviously setting up another arc, but they're setting up another arc there, and I'm going to assume by hopefully episode 5 or so, they're going to get away from where they're at.
Yeah, I mean, right now they're in the
hoping.
Viltrumite prison.
Right.
And we've seen it is very hard to kill Al the alien. The whole movie with the Viltrumite, I don't know if they stated it yet, so I don't know if this is spoilers. I just can't remember if they said it. It's not that big of a thing. But the way the Viltrumite prison works is they only kill them if they're at their full strength. So they're not going to. They don't want to kill a weak person because it would be beneath them.
Yeah.
I can't remember if they stated that yet. So there's basically they're just Omni-Man is on the chopping block right now.
I think they did. They mentioned at the end of last season.
Yeah, I can't remember if they stated it. Yeah, they probably stated it last season.
Yeah, we want you at full strength to prepare for your trial or something like that. Is what.
And that's just important because it's just their own code of ethics.
Right.
And it buys them the time they need for the story to progress. It's actually some pretty clever writing from Kirkman to keep from like, well, why don't they just kill him right away?
Right away, sure. Yeah.
Because they have their own ethics.
Okay. Well, either way, that was fun. That's for sure. First 3 episodes.
And having Mark and Eve are together. They in the comic, it happened so much better. She just burst into it because he's still in college at that time. He left college super early in the show because the plot was nowhere. And he ultimately leaves college anyway. But Eve just walks into his room and she basically goes, "Hey, Mark, I heard you're single. So are we dating now or what?"
It's funny. Yeah. Yeah, it's been good. It's been fun. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else major in those 3 episodes that have aired so far. That
the White Room, the noise that Mark hears, all that.
That was cool. That was pretty brutal.
Yeah. Cecil has his own restraints on him. That's pretty important. There was some minor stuff they were setting up in the background. I like the stuff with Darkwing coming back, the new Darkwing, and he's like a murderer. And I think that whole conflict between Cecil and Mark is very legit. I mean, Cecil has reasons where he's like, no, if they have abilities, I will use them for whatever they need, like him and D.A. Sinclair.
And I think they did it very creatively showing the background to Cecil, because without that background, you couldn't actually feel for where Cecil was truly coming from on a level. So, again, I thought it was so far so good, We get all 8 episodes in a row over the next several weeks, which is cool. So I'm looking forward to that. And then Spider-Man, the Friendly Neighborhood Spiderman, episode 5 is
the show's getting better. It's still not.
I'm enjoying it.
Some of the show's decisions are still baffling to a Spider-Man fan. Just the idea of the characters they flipped around.
See,
it's kind of just
I've got to say that I'm enjoying this change of characters. And I'm saying not change in the sense of someone who's white is now black or vice versa or diversity change.
No, it's not even that. It's literally just different characters. Different characters from the Marvel universe.
Because I don't know them. And as a casual viewer, I don't know these characters. So I'm glad it's not another Flash Thompson or another, everybody else that's, with them, that we normally would see. It's like it is a diverse different batch of characters. So I'm like, okay, I'm invested in their stories as they've been developing kind of thing. So I'm enjoying it. And I've been liking the new Harry Osborn, or the new Osborn family dynamic that's going on there, and how
My only
that
problem
character
with it is it's a little too. I
Peter,
know it's a kid show, but
yeah.
the dynamic is a little too perfect. Where there's just like he's
But
the
it's no
confident
different
dad
to
pushing
Iron
his son.
Man mentoring. It's no different to Iron Man mentoring
That's
Peter
what they're
Parker.
that's what they're trying to play
Yeah,
off of. I mean,
absolutely,
they
totally.
actually like homage that scene from Civil War for his entrance.
Yeah,
Um, I think it's the idea of what if he was whole show kind of feels like a big what if. What if he was mentored by
sure. I
Norman
definitely
instead of
get that. I
Tony?
get that vibe. I do get that vibe,
So I think
which
we all
is
know it's probably going to go bad. Like
yeah.
Norman
But I'm
is
also feeling
probably
like I'm getting to be invested in that world, that Spider Verse world of this is their version of Peter
yeah.
Parker, and I'm fine with that. And even the animation as it's starting to grow on me,
They're
but there's
making
still some very
Lonnie
bold choices. Yeah,
they're making Lonnie really likable. And then they just put him in a gang, and I'm like, oh, geez, Lonnie.
yeah.
What are you doing, Lonnie?
I know. I didn't expect that. I was like, oh man, that's kind of sad. And now that they revealed who he's gonna be, because I didn't realize enough of
Yeah,
that
they
character.
do say the name
Yeah, yeah,
Tombstone at the
yeah,
end.
yeah.
I just think it's
And
funny because Tombstone was always like this kind of like mafiosa guy who was always like at least 20 years older than
hey,
Peter.
how's it going?
Like I've
Yeah,
never even thought about his childhood. He has a daughter around Peter's age, Janice.
yeah.
I think they really could have played it where Janice was their Nico Minoru because
Right.
Janice becomes her own character.
Okay.
Um, but I don't know. What they're doing, they're making Lonnie really likable. His story's really
Yeah,
good. But that's one of
yeah,
those decisions that's like, how'd you even think of making Tombstone Peter's? It's like making Kingpin Peter's age. Like it's almost one of those
right,
kinds of decisions.
right. Yeah. Either way, I'm enjoying it, so it's fun.
It is
Um,
making me really want a Runaway show. I
yeah.
think it'd be a little.
By the way,
Um, Runaways was from Nico's what the book Nico Minaro is from. It's by a book by Brian
okay,
K. Vaughan.
okay.
Um, Elijah, have you ever checked that book out?
I know what it is. I've never read it, but I like.
Yeah,
Oh,
oh
wait a
yeah.
minute. Run it. Wait a minute. No. Okay. No. I'm thinking
It's like
Paper
all
Girls.
the children of supervillains.
Yeah,
Um,
I like
Okay.
Brian K. Vaughan, obviously, but I've never read that book.
it's worth a read. It's really cool. Just a really fun
Yeah,
read. It's his kind of story, but through a Marvel lens. It's very
yeah,
Brian K. Vaughan in the best way.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, end of the day,
I could
I
do a trade
actually am
pickup
in.
of that or whatever.
I am enjoying this show way more than I was expecting to.
Yeah,
So if
same.
you get
I'm
the
definitely
chance,
watching it, and I thought I wasn't
yeah,
going to tune in,
yeah,
but
yeah. No, I agree. I'm quite. I flipped on it quite a bit. As I said, animation still has a bit of, weirdness for me for the style of choice. It's a choice,
I
obviously, but
there's some
I'm
moments in it
enjoying the
though that
story so much.
there's some moments that show a little bit more care than I thought I'd seen the show. 'Cause
Yeah,
obviously, when the show started and he gets his powers and there's just a
hmm,
time skip, and I
yeah.
thought that was handled really poorly. But then in this last
See,
episode,
that didn't
those
bother me.
four spider personas
Yeah,
that he went through was actually a great
yeah.
homage to the four spider
You were
personas he
saying
went
that.
through
Yeah.
in the comics when Spider-Man was accused of murder and he had to go by like Ricochet. I don't think they did
Okay.
Ricochet in the show. They only did three of them.
Right.
They did Beetle, not Guardian. Is it Guardian the gold dude? Whatever. That dude with the gold
I
dude with the
don't
cape.
know.
And Dusk,
I
the
assumed
all
that these
black one.
costumes had all relevance to something. I just,
Yeah, those were like
there
and then
were. Yeah.
these four people in the Marvel universe take
Okay.
those costumes later and become the Slingers. So it could
Okay.
be setting up the Slingers because they basically stole those costumes.
Okay. Interesting. All right. That's cool. Let's get back to regular news then, guys. Little bits and pieces have kind of kicked in here during the week. Um, there's a poster being released for this Gundam movie, which I didn't even realize they were making one. But
Open Gundam style. Joking.
Gundam is in the
I know. I'm
flying,
just joking.
the jets, the mechas, all that sort of stuff. I mean, they've been going on about that sort of stuff for years that they were going to make it. So I don't know where it's from. I don't know who's making it. But a poster got revealed, and I was like, okay, that's kind of really weird. But okay.
You just know it's going to come with some $400 toys you got to build yourself.
Oh, probably, yeah. I mean, definitely going to be those expensive ones. But I just thought it worth mentioning.
That's my whole
I never
just
followed
experience
it,
with
but
Gundam is just seeing it at cons and seeing how much money people are throwing
oh
at them to
sure,
get these big boxes.
oh yeah. I mean, they do make nice stuff. Don't get me wrong. I
No,
never
yeah, for
even
sure.
kind of
But if you go, you know what I mean. If
connected
you
with
go
it.
to cons, you always see people rushing the Gundam booth
Hmm.
and then
It's like those
carrying
people
out,
who
running out.
are crazy for sideshow stuff that just
Oh
waste
yeah.
all their money on sideshows.
I don't waste my money.
I'm
It's
just
art.
joking. I'm
It's
joking. I'm
art.
joking.
It's art.
I know it's art. This is art right here too. This is all art.
They're
This is
not
all art.
dolls; they're collectibles.
Exactly. Yes. Um, Either way, I mean, I'm curious to see and check out what they do with the movie. I mean, I was not a huge fan of what was that giant, the other one that they did with the John Boyega was in it.
Oh, Pacific Rim.
Pacific Rim. I wasn't a fan. I've never been a
First one was
fan
fine.
really
The
of
second one was.
those kind of films, but I feel like this is different than what that is as well. Or
I don't think
World
they
of
hit well with
Warcraft.
American audiences. I don't think we
Yeah,
really care.
yeah, probably, yeah.
We like Transformers. Transformers are always pretty sweet.
Well,
Once you put a guy in
yeah.
there, we kind of lose interest.
Well, that's the thing. Will this really be made? Again, it's like this is a. It says co-production of the Gundam live action movie has now
It looks like
begun.
a cheap poster, though.
Yeah, I know. That's the
It
thing.
doesn't
It's
like
like
put a lot of money into that.
I'm trying to figure out. It was
They
like,
probably just have started. They probably have no art
possibly,
direction or anything done yet.
possibly.
So it's
I
like
mean,
some
I'm hoping it
We've
was
asked
a
our friend
legitimate.
Kyle to write a
Yeah.
script. Believe
Yeah,
us, guys, it's coming.
it came from a somewhat legitimate source, so it's not like it was just fabricated or whatever. But they could have been. I mean, you don't know these days. It's so difficult. What's coming out this week, guys? Captain America: Brave New World.
I keep forgetting that.
Yeah, you're gonna come with this. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
providing
yeah,
that,
yeah. I had a ticket. Yeah.
yeah. We're gonna go see it on
Which
Friday.
one of us is buying the popcorn bucket?
I don't know, is
oh,
there a popcorn bucket? Oh, yeah.
it's
Actually, what is
it's
the
a
popcorn bucket?
red fist.
Is
I'm
it?
guessing. No,
I don't
just
know.
they
No,
got
I
a
think
whatever.
it's the helmet, right?
It could be the Captain America helmet. Yeah,
Well, they usually make a couple. I
yeah,
could see a red fist being a popcorn bowl.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that work won't interfere on Friday, but I'll figure it out, kind of thing. Elijah, you're not too sure yet whether you'll be free. At
I
that
don't.
point,
I'm
so-
probably not going to make
Yeah,
that. I mean,
yeah.
I might finish.
All right.
I don't. It all depends. But getting done by time and making it
Mhm.
over there by 2 o'clock
Fair enough.
probably won't.
Yeah.
I probably won't make it. So I'll
Yeah.
cancel
Well,
Friday morning. Once
yeah,
I'm
we'll
done.
figure it out.
But I'll go see it myself on Saturday or something.
Yeah, I definitely would, want to check it out. I'm curious to see it. Hopefully, it'll all turn out really cool and be fun. I'm pretty sure it's going to be fun. Um,
Yeah, I want to see the Winter Soldier like vibes again. That's
Sweet.
gonna be cool.
you guys check
I
it out
like-
3 times? Yeah, I'm excited. Sorry, Max. Sorry.
No, I think it's gonna be cool. I think there's some aspects in it that I'm really excited for. I think Red Hulk,
Right.
people are kind of underestimating being like, oh, he's just a red version, but it's like,
Yeah.
nah, he's kind of more than that.
Yeah.
He was kind
I
of
don't know
designed
too
to
much about the Red Hulk, so I don't want to have too much spoilers coming into it. But
yeah.
I mean, obviously it's Harrison Ford, and I think they've done a great job with the visuals and the CG and stuff like that.
We already know Thaddeus Ross too. I mean, he's been
Yeah.
throughout the series.
Now I did
and
see
he used
that
to be against it with the Sokovian Accords.
the
I
actress
mean,
who played his daughter is going to make an appearance.
Betty
in this
Ross.
film. Betty Ross, yeah. I forgot the actress' name though. But she'll be
was it
making
Jennifer
an appearance.
Connelly?
Tyler.
No, not
No,
Jennifer.
Liv
Connelly.
Tyler. That's who
Liv
it was.
Tyler,
There's
that's it.
random blonde,
Yes.
random
Yeah.
brunette actress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
Dad,
pops
you
up every once in a
changed.
while.
You look so different, Dad. What
There you
happened?
go. But I'm excited to see it. I did watch this interview recently with mental block on the actor's name plays Captain America.
Anthony Mackie.
Anthony Mackie, thank you. Yes, and he
I was
was
really
talking.
hoping you weren't going to say Harrison Ford. I was
No, no,
hoping-
no, no.
What's that
That's
guy's
Harrison
name?
Ford's name.
Anthony
That
Mackie was
scoundrel?
talking.
I can't remember what that scoundrel's name is.
Anthony Mackie was talking about Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and when they gave him the Captain America uniform, he said basically the question was asked, so they've ditched the goggles and all this sort of stuff, and he
cowl.
said, and the cowl, and he said, yeah, that thing was so uncomfortable to wear, and the goggles kept on fogging up, so it was like they needed to change that.
I'm a little
immediately. So-
disappointed, but I get it. Like it must have
I
sucked to
I
wear.
liked
I'm
it.
surprised they
Yeah,
didn't.
it looked good.
They should have just taken the whole side and made it like a stretchable mesh.
Yeah,
So it's just like he could turn his head and it's
yeah,
breathable and you wouldn't feel claustrophobic.
yeah. Well, end of the day, they changed it mainly because he was like, "This is just not working really well." So it's fair enough, but I would like to have seen more in that uniform, play
Yeah, I mean
out.
that's kind of his iconic look is that version of the cowl.
Yeah,
It gives him like just an iconic face, not
yeah,
silhouette, but I don't know what the word for it is, but
yeah.
definition of his face that's easily identifiable and
Right.
recognizable.
Yeah. We have a first Super Bowl visual piece here. It's nothing specific outside of the boys just doing a
Homelander.
yeah. Homelander is in a Super Bowl kind of thing. Team leader, or make a team Homelander.
Looks kind of like AI.
Team losers. Yeah, I know. It's like, but at the same time, I'm curious. That show comes out this
Is that like
season,
that's got to be
this
like
year.
a Trump trading card like play on a Trump playing
Oh
card?
God.
Go
Oh
back to it. Go back to it.
no. Yeah.
That's why it looks so cheesy because they're
Yeah.
probably like, oh, this is like a Trump playing card.
They might have done
Right?
something. Was they
Gold,
Yeah.
gold helmet. Like, come on.
the fact that they dropped this poster means that they're probably going to show us some sort of trailer today for it. I'm hoping.
Oh, it might be for the other show.
Sure.
Gen
Gen V. Oh, they
Gen
Gen
V,
V.
yeah.
Is Gen V season 2 coming out this year? Then it was The Boys season 5 coming out next year.
Yeah,
Can't
because they're
remember.
taking,
Oh, is that
like
what it
a
was?
2 year break from the
Oh,
boys.
that's it. Yeah, damn it. It won't be as this year. Damn.
I was like, you said kept saying
Yeah.
boys trailer. Like, didn't they say a 2 year break?
Maybe
Like,
it
I had
maybe it was
that
a
in my head.
yeah, maybe it was just that. Maybe they're just keeping the whole Gen V thing in there. It was it'll be interesting to see how they play that out with the actor who passed away from the
I
show
think they're just
last
writing
year.
them out, and yeah,
Really? Yeah. He was kind of like a major character though. So
I
I don't
know.
know how they're going to do that. They're going to yeah. I guess I mean I haven't read any news if they recast him or not, so I don't know
It's
how they're
weird to
going to do
do it
it.
without like being disrespectful to the actor because he was so young too. So it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
do you kill him off from the show? Do you just send his character away?
yeah,
He was
yeah,
kind of a villain. What do you do? What do you do with that character in a
yeah,
way that's like
yeah,
not only right for the show but right for the actor's legacy?
yeah, yeah. I agree. Um, Moving on with other stuff. Let's see. What was this? Agatha All Along is going to be getting a 4K Steelbook physical media release soon, which is cool. I'm
Makes
glad.
sense. People like that show.
Yeah, it was good. We'll never see a sequel because the showrunner said that she is never really
No,
big
I
on
don't
doing
think she ever
sequels.
wants.
And
I think
yeah,
her whole idea for what she's doing with Marvel is 3
yeah,
different shows. It's what it
yeah,
sounded like from the start. They
yeah.
got sequels who would ruin the idea of her trilogy,
Exactly. Yeah, I agree, and I think that's a
which is
very
also
cool, a
playing like
very
a Marvel
creative way to do
comic,
it.
which is clever. She's not being like,
Yeah,
if I return to it, it's just going to be like it's not a second run. Those never
yeah,
turn out well. Instead, she's moving on to new series, kind of like the
yeah,
how Hickman built Secret Wars, where he had
yeah,
his Avengers run, he had his Fantastic Four run, then he had
hmm
Secret Wars,
yeah,
plus some other stuff, but Wars and all that.
yeah.
But she's using built like the old Marvel style building blocks.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, I don't know what she's. Is she connected as? She's not connected as the showrunner for the
Provision?
spin-off for Vision.
Yeah, she is. I
Oh, she
believe
is.
she's. Yeah, I
Okay.
think that's her next
I
project.
thought somebody else was written as showrunner on that. I could be wrong, or maybe they were
Maybe
just
I'm wrong.
yeah.
I
But
know there was a lot of conflict. Well,
mm,
I don't know. I've heard there was conflict between ideas for the show where someone wanted to be like Tom King's Vision run, which was a very different idea than
right,
what she wanted for a Vision
right.
show.
That
So,
might yeah, that might be part of it. I mean, I honestly would. I'd love to see her do that show in the same tone that WandaVision and
what
Agatha were
Young
done.
Avengers?
Hmm?
I want them to
Yeah,
give her Young Avengers. I mean,
that'd be
it
amazing.
seems like they can't keep waiting on this idea. She's
Yeah,
done a lot of work with some of these characters. Like,
yeah,
might as well
uh,
throw them in there.
yeah. I forgot her last name. Jacques was her first name, I think. But yeah,
Jacqueline
forgot-
Schaefer.
Jacqueline. Sorry, Jacqueline. Yeah, no, Jacqueline Schaefer. Yeah, that's it. Jacqueline. Yeah, Jacques. Yeah. But yeah. Either way, it's cool that that's getting a. It's not every day that Disney give a 4K steelbook release for a show, so
I
it's
think if
cool that
it's
it's getting that.
successful enough
Yeah,
and there's a demand for it, I think they
yeah,
will.
Yeah. No, agree. They dropped a trailer this week for the Jurassic World Rebirth.
I have
Yeah,
not
well,
watched.
okay.
Wah, wah.
My
Rebirth.
enthusiasm for that dropped very rapidly when I saw the trailer.
I haven't even
I was
watched it.
hoping it
I
was
did.
going to
The
be
only thing I
good.
heard about it is Scarlett
Yeah.
Johansson signed on without reading the script because she really,
Oh,
always
really?
really wanted to be in a Jurassic Park
Oh,
movie.
really? Ooh, yeah, that was a bad choice,
She heard it was in
unfortunately.
pre-production, and she called her agent and said, "Get me a part." And her agent said, "I don't think you want it," and she said, "Get me in that fucking movie."
That sounds like it could be because the trailer was not that impressive. I'm afraid it's like, yeah, they're beating
She
a
can
dead
afford a bomb.
horse at this
She's
point.
having fun with it.
Sure,
They're
I
being a
mean,
dead
great. She
dinosaur.
can have fun with it.
Dead horse.
They're definitely beating a dead dinosaur with a dead horse. Yeah, I agree. It's like, yeah. Anyway, they dropped
I'm
the
gonna take a
trailer for that.
wild guess. They've made a new dinosaur, and it's even meaner than the
Oh
last
yeah, no,
one.
they're supposed to have. It's something that looks
Yeah.
like a cross between a dinosaur, a T Rex, a Brontosaurus, and a Rancor monster from
It's
Star
not even a
Wars.
dinosaur anymore. It's like a monster. It's like
That's it.
a
It's a monster.
it's like a
Yeah,
lab. It's like not
yeah,
Jurassic anymore. It's not.
yeah,
Stop already. Like I
yeah,
swear, I
By
haven't seen any
Jurassic
of those
Park
movies.
12, they're gonna shoot lasers out of their eyes.
yeah. Find a new way to
They're
tell a
basically
dinosaur
gremlins now.
story. Yeah,
Yeah.
that tell a new way to tell us a dinosaur story, and
I
give
had
us
an
something
idea. You
cool.
take it to an 11 and send them to space. You shoot
No,
all the
Oh, be
dinosaurs
like
to space.
Jason in
let
space.
them evolve on for a million
Yeah.
years on another planet, and then suddenly like a race of dinosaur humans come back, to haunt us
Yeah.
a billion years from now or something. I don't know anything, but right now it's like, yeah, that'd be kind of fun though. Maybe not. I don't know.
Dinosaurs in space is just fun.
Yeah. One Piece season 2 wrapped this past week. This is one of their photos from the set, which again, still got to wait till next year, but I'm looking forward to seeing what they do. I've enjoyed everything they did on that show, the season 1, so it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
I'm gonna take a phone
There's a
call real
Cobra
quick,
Kai
guys.
trailer.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah. Okay.
There was a Cobra Kai trailer. Speaking of
What's that?
Netflix trailers,
Oh,
there's
really?
a Cobra Kai trailer. Yeah, for the final part of their last season.
I still need to actually kind of catch up on.
It's the perfect time. It
Yeah.
ends in 4 days.
Oh, it does? Okay. Oh, I didn't realize. Oh, the show ends in 4 days? Oh, I didn't realize they were already
I
playing
think
the
the
last
13th it
season.
comes out.
Okay. Yeah, no,
It's the
I'm
last
still.
season. It's been insane.
I,
I will not
yeah.
spoil anything, but
No,
the show
don't.
goes
I will
from
watch it.
very interesting to
Yeah.
crazy
Oh,
to
I love season 1.
bonkers to absolutely insane. Like it
Okay.
is,
All right.
it's its own genre by the last season.
I very much enjoyed season 1, and I watched it when it first aired, and then
It
again,
gets so
like
much better.
Daredevil, I kind of fell off continuing to watch the sequels. Right now, I'm in the middle of my Daredevil season 2. I'm finally at like episode 6 or something like that in season 2 of
So
Daredevil.
you've been through the Punisher
So
roof scene.
yeah, it was great. It was a great acting scene between two really strong
Yeah,
actors,
yeah.
performance
I was
wise.
losing
Great.
my mind when I first saw that. I was
Yeah.
like, "This is everything I've
Yeah,
wanted."
yeah. It was so intense and so very well done. I don't know how I feel about Elektra. I don't know if she was portrayed correctly or not, but
It was fine. I mean, she
yeah,
didn't have much to work with.
yeah. That was the problem. It was like it seemed like a very empty return for a or introduction of that character into this series. So I'm assuming she'll come back into it later on in the arcs in the future. But
That's one of the. It's like that's one of those random things I wish I could pitch to the MCU as an
right,
Elektra solo show. I think
yeah.
she's too
Hey,
big of a
Anchorman.
character to be in a to be. Hey, I think she's too big of a character to be a side
Right,
character in a Daredevil show. I think she could really carry a full show, give her a full weight. I think
right.
eventually I would like her to make her be a co-Daredevil with Daredevil in the MCU. I think that's a great arc for her that makes her really likable to a modern audience.
Right. Yeah. At the moment, I just feel like she's a little empty of a character in season 2, but I'd
The
like to see
writers
it.
saw her kind of like
Well,
Frank Miller did initially, of her purpose is to die. That's kind of
yeah.
how Frank Miller saw her initially. It was
Right.
just like she's this kind of plot device character where she's
Hmm.
super great and super like literally electric character. Like she's jumped off the
Yeah.
page with her outfit, and then
Yeah.
he always knew, well, Bullseye's gonna kill her, and that's gonna be throw
Right.
Matt over the edge, and that was
Yeah.
her whole point of existing initially.
Right.
Then they come up with the idea of what if the hand brings her back, because she was so well liked. But I think the writer had that very initial idea of those early Frank Miller comics. She didn't really have too much of a persona outside being intriguing and then getting ready to die.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, yeah. Anchorman. Sorry, we're talking about the Elektra in the Daredevil season 2, which I'm just currently halfway through season 2. But did she die in the movie, the MCU film?
Comics? In the comics.
No, I think. Oh, the comic. I thought he meant she was a scroll. She was a scroll. Oh,
how
I
long
have
was she
no
a
idea.
scroll? So that I can
She
answer
was a
that.
scroll.
So
Okay,
the answer is however long the writers want to say.
Okay.
That was the whole thing that messed up the Marvel universe, was the idea of how long were people scrolls, and it was able to undo some things. Like She-Hulk at that time had just slept with Juggernaut, and the new writer didn't like that, so they were like, "Nah, that was Scroll Jennifer."
Whoa.
Yeah, and stuff like that. So it basically doesn't really matter. No one really knows, as long as it needs to be.
Anyway, I thought he was talking about the MCU in Daredevil Wolverine in Daredevil and Daredevil Deadpool, and I assume they possibly died, but I guess again they'll be.
No, they didn't die at all.
You don't think they died? They didn't.
Nope.
Did they officially not say that they didn't die?
They got sent back to their own universes.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay. All right.
Yep.
Fair
I think Sean Levy confirmed that.
Okay. Cool. Moving on, there was this really cool piece where Harrison Ford was talking about Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, flopping, and in the interview, basically, he said, "I was really the one who felt like there was another story to tell, but when Indy had suffered the consequences of the life that he had lived, I wanted one more chance to pick him up and shake the dust off that, and kick ass and stick him out there." And basically, he's happy he made the film, but he's disappointed that it didn't do well. But it kind of is a character like Indiana Jones now kind of just not a character that anybody wants to see in, obviously, the more modern age.
I think it's a bit of a novelty to a younger generation.
For the younger generation. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it feels like that's the main reason it fails. The young generation just had no real.
Well, it's not something that they've tried to push. They've done purposely to say, no, this franchise is dead after the last one.
Sure.
People didn't like. So why would a younger generation have any appeal to it if they purposely tried to not push it?
Yeah.
And the biggest news they had was when they added it to Disney Plus, and that was just for people like me and you who already like the movies.
Sure, yeah. I mean, I feel like Disney Plus would have been better off if they did. Like, I've seen an animated short that some fan made of a short round.
Well, I also think
which I thought would be great as an animated show.
I think if the video game came out before the movie, because the video game came out,
because it's doing well.
It's doing well for the people who've played it, but it was also free on Xbox with their subscription.
Right.
So I think if it came out before the movie and they marketed them together, they would have had the audience for the younger generation learning about Indy from a perspective of his prime in his career in the game, and then seeing the movie of where he's at for the movie. And I think it would have just given them better context for the movie because for a younger kid, it's just an old guy in that movie. There's no context to it.
Sure. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, no, I agree.
So they might as well be watching Matlock. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Something that the parents enjoyed watching, and they have no connection or relation to, of any sort at in that older age. So, but I still enjoyed it. What can I say? I had fun.
I liked most of it. I think there was some parts of the movie I didn't like, notably the time travel.
I love that. That surprised me. I really enjoyed that.
It surprised me, but the more I sat with it, I was like, so it's so weird and it's so wrong and weird. And I don't know.
No, it's nothing different.
Of time travel.
It was nothing different. It was nothing different than a artifact with ghosts coming out of it and killing Nazis.
It was Indy considering disrupting history to live the rest of his life in a falling empire.
Yeah, I think that was a very interesting choice. Anyway, whatever.
He knew what was happening. He knew what would happen to him. He knew how terrible it would be. I think if Indy had any common sense, he'd be like, "There's not even a bathroom here." Like, he wouldn't want to live like that.
Anyway, Other bits and pieces out there, guys. Avatar dropped an image of one of their
An avatar.
an avatar, one of their new looks for their designs. I guess for the Fire Nation kind of look. Again, things are very CGI in it, look cool and all that. I guess.
Avatar. Now with
Avatar.
ponchos.
Yeah.
I feel like James Cameron really thinks that Avatar is going to be his Star Wars. He's going to sell all these toys and make like trillions of dollars.
Toys didn't do as well.
They never take off.
Yeah.
He's partnered with Todd McFarlane last time, and Todd tried to promote it.
They were really nice toys, though.
They were nice toys. Todd did a great job.
Yeah.
But the movie's not that great. It's not that compelling. It's not that interesting. It's like,
but it still made $2 billion.
Movies, but it's not Star Wars. He didn't have that magic that Star Wars had.
Oh no,
that made you want to buy the Luke Skywalker toy.
Yeah, I agree. Dune 2 won a Grammy Award for Best Soundtrack, which is kind of interesting since it was blocked from the Academy Awards because most of it was copied from the first film without anything major new.
Different rules, different stipulations.
Exactly, yeah. That was kind of cool. Also this week... Yeah. Also this week, John Williams turned 93 yesterday, I think it was.
Oh.
That man is getting older. He stays alive. It's like, although he's mostly retired, I don't think I've seen anything connected to him doing any...
Here's the real tea. It's because musicians at his level don't have to do the same work as other musicians.
Right.
He's a composer that has sub-composers for him that he'll work out a melody and give it to a sub-composer, and then they'll work with a full band to really arrange it.
Yeah.
And that's just how big-name composers work these days. And I think even for directing them, he mostly is a co-director.
Yeah. But at the same time, though, he still will pencil in individual notes and have that stuff translated. So he does.
But it's not the same rigorous work that it used to be. Because the nature of composing has changed.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I agree. Especially for the mega movies and all that. Although, he's.
It's funny, when I was my brief time in music school, I legit looked into being a composer because I was like, that sounds like the sickest job. To stand up on a stage, no instrument, and just like, all right, you guys got it.
Yeah, I'm sure it's that simple, Max.
It kind of is. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, the performance part.
But having an ear to change a note to a one or the other.
It's like an invisible equalizer. Instead of working on the table, you're like you a little bit more, you a little bit less.
I agree. Bad Batch Season 3 won Best Animated Series for Saturn Awards.
Someone remembered it existed.
I know, I forgot it was last year. But yeah, there was a few Saturn Awards being handed out last week.
I think they just like how they pronounce the name Omega.
Funny. Yeah. Omega.
That's all I think about when I see that show is just them going, Omega, let's go.
Yeah, AI cannot replace John Williams. There is, other composers can't replace John Williams. There is certain notes that John Williams hits that if you really listen to it, in any of his scores, whether it's Star Wars or Indiana Jones or Superman, there is this ability that very few composers will hit with characters and compose to a character so well. And sometimes they will hit that note for a character, but for the most part, I think actually, what's his name? He did Skeleton Crew. Mick Giacchino,
right?
No, Mick Giacchino, who did Skeleton Crew. I think he did some really great Star Wars music in that series. I've listened to the soundtrack now a few times, and he actually hit some really great compositions that have the John Williams vibe, and not even his father hit those notes, in my opinion, in his works. A lot of the stuff that Michael Giacchino did for Rogue One, for example, Giacchino, I think it's Giacchino. Anyway, a lot of lot of the work that his father did for Rogue One is good, but it doesn't have the impact for me as what his son did on Skeleton Crew. So, but in comparison, and compared to John Williams. Galaxy's
I did
Edge.
see this is
Yeah,
I
yeah.
probably
Oh,
will
yeah.
save this for Jason's stream, but there's
Oh,
going to be
right.
an AI film fest in LA, and it made me
Really?
like I was like my eyes could not have rolled harder.
Oh man.
Oh no, that's funny. Um, they're going to be bringing Luke Skywalker officially to Galaxy's Edge. It took them what, nearly 10 years, but
That might make me go there.
they're kind of bringing some
Depends on
original characters.
how much that Luke
OG
looks
characters.
like Mark
Mark
Hamill.
Hamill.
Yeah, like how bad? I mean, is he
Yeah.
just gonna be some blonde guy or like?
I don't know.
And they're like obviously looking like he's gonna be like dark black.
Well, this is Return. This is
not,
that's his Return of the Jedi uniform, but they've got an R2D2.
No, this would be like
there
his
and-
Mando
Oh,
era.
right.
Oh right, wouldn't he
Yeah.
have to be old man Luke Skywalker for it to like fit in this world?
No, they've
No.
they retconned it. I mean,
They've
it's
yeah.
weird.
Oh,
So
did they?
Ray
Yeah.
still walks around because kids like Ray,
Mhm.
but they
Uh-huh.
last time I was there it was like Boba Fett and
Yeah, the
they had what's Ming-Na Wen's character's name?
Fennec Shan.
Fennec and,
Yeah.
and like Mando.
No, so they're just like whatever. It's like
They
no
can-
timeline. Just
Whatever's
Star Wars.
popular.
That is basically it. Even though they've got the couple of the ships that are mostly First Order kind of stuff, because they've got that whole side section there, which is all First Order. They kept most of it that they can actually keep introducing different genres.
But then
of
why
Star
does Ray
Wars
still
into-
walk around?
Oh,
Like,
be
it's so
quiet.
weird.
I mean-
I don't know
I-
because she's got the easiest
I
costume
guess
to
that would
wear.
make sense if this day.
Sorry, you cut out there, Elijah. What was it?
I said it would. Yeah, we were all talking at the top of each other, so I was trying not to like
No.
talk all at the same time. It would make sense if they like block it out. Like Tuesday is this timeline. Wednesday
It's
is
Luke
this timeline.
Skywalker Day.
That'd be
At least
because
so
no
it
one would
doesn't
show
like.
up for.
Well, it just so you
agree.
if you're there that you're not seeing Luke Skywalker and then Rey
Yeah.
or whatever. It's like
No, I
block it
agree.
out to like we'll have those
Yeah.
characters there, but like just
Yeah.
pick whatever day it's going to be. If Luke's going to be there, then you have
Yeah.
classic. Then you have
Yeah.
Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker and C-3PO and like
That'd
you
be
know,
fun. I
then
agree.
it's Rey and
Yeah.
and whatever. It's
Finn
like
and
Finn
Poe
and
and all that.
Poe
Yeah,
and, like,
yeah.
BB-8 or whatever, just
Yeah.
so they're not mixing around because that would be
Yeah.
it would kill the
The crossing
fact-
over elements.
because the
yeah.
landscape doesn't really matter. Like landscape is landscape. So like
Sure.
Star Wars land is Star Wars land doesn't necessarily mean that like those other characters can't be
Yeah.
on that planet, which isn't still
Sure.
like not. It's
Yeah.
it's a whatever. It's a spaceport, not like
It's-
in the movies.
Multi-generational
The
spaceport.
biggest problem is the ships. Some of the ships are just era specific.
Why don't they just do the clone troopers and Anakin
But
Skywalker?
then also Rise
and
of Resistance is
Yeah.
takes place during the sequel trilogy.
Sure. Yeah.
Have you
they've-
guys ridden that yet?
I haven't had the chance. We both
Did it?
didn't
We
get
got
the chance to
screwed,
go back.
man.
We got screwed right as COVID came along. That
COVID
was the last
screwed us
time we went.
hard.
Me and Brandon
When
went. I went pretty early when it was like still in its
Yeah.
fully because it was. I don't think it was fully operational for a while. But me and Brandon went one of the last few times it was like fully operational for a while.
Yeah.
And
Well, before it
was
gets blown
pretty-
up, as soon as it becomes fully operational, it's going to get blown up.
Uh-huh.
Hello.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Star Wars show.
Yep, I got it. Diego Luna, they had another quick first look scene. Looks like this is from Andor season 2.
Whoa, look like a lounge singer.
Well, no. But the thing is, look at
He's
it.
got an
Like,
ascot.
this tells a lot of story.
Little mustache.
He's in Mon Mothma's kind of establishment. He's on.
yeah, he's
Coruscant.
He's broken through to the elite.
Yeah. Look at him there. I mean, like he's obviously there undercover. I'm guessing, but
Yeah, I
it
mean,
tells a
yeah, he's
story
definitely
of-
undercover. He didn't become a random proletariat.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm hoping we get an Andor trailer soon. That should be coming up very soon. It's like with what's it called, Captain America coming out. We're in the They gotta have that.
Marvel's just got too much stuff to promote, and that's why their products keep doing bad. They keep promoting too much at one time, so now they're having to pick and choose.
Yeah, well, Stellar Celebration is in a couple of weeks' time, and that comes out the same
Yeah, we'll definitely have a
day.
teaser.
Well, no, what that drops at Celebration. Like that literally drops
when
the
is
same
Celebration?
week. Stuff. April.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
It's weird though. It's a lot closer than you'd think. It's only 2 months away.
Yeah, usually Disney drops
We're like
two
a
trailers.
little over a month away from. We're a little a month away over from WonderCon, so that's coming next month into next month.
Oh wow!
Oh my god, I keep forgetting that. Yeah,
so plan for that, guys. I know you guys both got passes.
Yes,
did either of you get guest passes?
Yes.
No.
For WonderCon? No.
Oh no, not guest. WonderCon.
Because you had to register for someone.
You have to register. I did. I've registered a couple of friends who actually got in. Jason wasn't too sure about it again, I think so, but he should have signed up. Anyway,
I know I was trying to get Brent. I said to make a professional thing, and he was just saying it's too busy. I'm like, well, I'm checking out now, so you have 10 minutes, and you have to go online. It's easy.
Yeah.
You can still go back in there and add a guest as long as the person has a member ID, which is
okay.
Yeah.
So they can go set up a member ID. So if they set up a member ID, then you can go back into your purchase history and just add in a guest. But the sooner the better, because they're going to run out eventually.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Yeah, that's next month. Was it Ahsoka season 2? So Ahsoka season 2. The director of photography, Stephen Pearson, I think it is how it's pronounced. He did some episodes of Wednesday, Doctor Who, Black Mirror. Is reportedly the cinematographer in season 2, and I actually looked at the episodes that he actually DP'd, and there's some beautiful stuff that he did, and he's shot in these other shows. So I'm excited for season 2 of Ahsoka specifically because I feel like we're going to get a very different visual style compared to what they shot, within the volume and all that sort of stuff. So that's going to be kind of fun to see when they eventually start shooting next year sometime. Or later this year? No, later this year they start shooting. So that'll be kind of cool.
You should just call it Ahsoka Season 2, Return of Shin Hati.
That's going to be... I'm excited. Anyway, but yeah, that was kind of cool. Anyway, guys, Fantastic Four news. Let's talk about this for a little bit. The First Steps trailer went past 200 million views on the first day. It doesn't sound like it beat out Deadpool and Wolverine, but it's still kind of like a humongous amount of views, obviously.
Well, no, Deadpool and Wolverine had Deadpool and Wolverine in it. Let's be real. I mean, it's pretty hard to beat those two.
No, exactly, yeah. But yeah, this trailer dropped. What did you guys think of it?
I mean, I liked it. I thought there was a lot of great stuff in it. I wish we had some plot, but...
Elijah?
That's a cool. I kind of like when they don't give you too much plot. Like I don't want to know what the movie's about. Like like they just. I mean, I think now they're backing away from giving out too much in trailers, which is refreshing because
but it's still a teaser. But
you see trailers, and you would just get like, geez, like why don't you show me the whole movie? Why don't you? Like what's the ending? Like So it's nice. It's nice that they're a little bit more inconspicuous, where you don't really know what the storyline is, but you see the look and the world of it, and like leaves it up for a lot of just guessing of like how the story could go, because it looks great. The Thing looks amazing. I think the look of the Thing is amazing. Like, gosh, like if they compare it to the chiclets like version, you look at them like together, like whoa.
Here's the other versions here. So
like, it looks so stupid.
Every time I see 2015, I'm like, why didn't they put pants on him? Whose job was it to say no to the pants?
That is funny though.
Yeah.
Ben Grimm had his whole thing out.
Exactly. His rocks are hanging out.
He's rock hard, and he's
pebbles and bits.
Nobody would know. But yeah, I mean, I think it looks cool. I mean, the whole visual, the whole 60s aesthetic.
Herbie right there just chilling. It's always fun.
Yeah.
You know he's going to stretch. You know he's going to stretch across that chalkboard.
Oh, yeah. You mentioned that. I didn't even think about that. I mean, they purposely held back showing
people have analyzed
Reed Richards' powers in this first trailer.
On that, if you want some spoilers for plot. I won't go into it. Oh, you did. You already went into it. Yeah.
I went into it. There's a wormhole there, obviously, in the background of that. What else is on that blackboard?
It's a lot of his stuff that's related to basically his idea of in the Hickman run of solving everything,
Okay.
which many have speculated is going to lead him to the Council of Reeds.
Okay. Which is like the Council of Kangs kind of thing.
Imagine if the Council of Kangs was a lot smaller, and it was you basically to gain membership, you had to make it to them. You had to it's accidental. You discover there's other Reeds.
Right. Okay.
And they all have Infinity Gauntlets, because why not?
Do we think that this world is going to be destroyed at the end of this film?
I think Galactus might eat most of it, and then they get transported to another world trying to save it.
Interesting. Okay.
I think that's going to be his whole impetus during Secret Wars is during the whatever why am I blanking on the name? The worlds are colliding together. I think he's going to try and save his world. It's going to be his gambit, and he's going to realize halfway through he's not able to, and he's going to try to just save a world. It's going to be 616.
Okay, fair enough. Other design elements, if you look at New York City, by the way, on this image here, you can see on the far right there's a launch pad out of New York City there, which is kind of cool.
If you look closely also, there's another thing. You'll see the shadow of Galactus.
Yes.
Really?
Well, obviously, yes. I'm aware of that one. I'm aware of that one.
I did like how they went with the Kirby headdress.
Yes, yeah. It's the most recognizable for Galactus, at least, so which is cool.
I think so. I think it's one of those. He's had other things. Some people have taken the horns off. Sometimes it's just a big straight head thing going upwards. But for a silhouette, I think the horns in the head really kind of sell Galactus.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We got a new poster came out, which is I actually like the.
I love how Sue's not on it because she's invisible.
Well, yeah, it's just the outline of her figure.
Yeah, you can just see the outline of her.
Mm-hmm. I think it's really cool. I mean, it's got definitely like what's it called?
Like Art Deco vibes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, The Incredibles, which obviously was based off of the Fantastic
Marvel
Four.
fans are going to have an aneurysm when people keep saying that. Everyone keeps saying that the new Fantastic Four trailer is
just the
Incredibles vibes. I'm like, yeah, because Incredibles.
Yeah, because Incredibles is
based off of the Fantastic Four. Exactly. Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
Yeah, I see a lot of people saying that unironically, being like, "Yeah, this is just gonna be like the live-action Incredibles." It's like
Superman is just a copy of Underdog. Like, they're really ripping off Underdog.
That's funny.
The Underdog has a better theme song.
Yeah, and then of course we talked about this on Jason's channel a little bit, but we got the posters, which the controversial one.
Thing doll. Go back one. I never noticed that actually.
This one? Huh? This one?
No, go back one more.
Yeah.
Look at her doll that she's holding.
Yeah, the head. Yeah, the head's off the. Oh, the head is really tiny. Wait, is the head gone on that, or is it just a really tiny
head? Exaggerated hands.
Hang on a sec. Yeah, I can't zoom in on it. Either way.
Yeah, a tiny head.
It's a tiny head, I think.
Oh,
yeah, I see the eyebrows.
Yeah. I always it's weird. I looked at it and I always thought it was like just the head was missing, but it actually really is a tiny head. Yeah. Now I've got to find the image and pull it up and zoom in really close.
Yeah, I just I'm curious about that.
I'm gonna. Oh, it is a tiny head too. Okay, 1 second. I'm gonna.
I wonder if it's a mashup of different thing dolls, action figures.
No, it's a tiny head. Hang on a second. All right, I'm gonna pull this up in just a second because I just got to actually clean up. I always thought
the quality's not big enough to zoom in on it.
I wasn't looking hard enough, so. And of course, then you've got the controversial one there, which is the AI, semi-AI thing photoshopped. Yeah, this is his head. Okay. Yeah, they really enlarge his fists. It's Clover and
just enlarged arms. I mean, it's not even that. Yeah, it's just the perspective of the shot makes it look even just weirder because you can't see the face.
Yeah, that is funny. But yeah, you got the semi-AI fingers, but then you got the mass-produced photoshopped, faces and stuff like that you'd get in a poster art. I mean, it's is the marketing cheapening the effect of not just this movie, but there's a lot of posters I've considered not really
I think
nice
posters have
days.
gotten worse over the years. I think they've put less care into them. They put less money into them.
Yeah.
They're not thought out like an artist. Yeah.
No, they're not.
When you're,
I do agree.
The design element, like a Drew Struzan. Yeah, I mean, there's like we're used to Drew Struzan like art posters that are like perfectly thought out and perfectly designed, and like you get all the elements in there, and it's you can feel the story of the movie,
and when there is a set, there is a
lot
set.
Of the posters were better than the movie. The posters were better than some of the movies. Like
absolutely,
the poster made it look more inviting than the trailer did, just because of his. His design and the artwork and the look of it, and these are trying to do that, but like not capturing the main focus.
Yeah, these are marketing people. Yeah, these are marketing people that are sticking things together to frame a shot out. Obviously, this image is. A series of other images from the film snapshotted into.
I get the idea, but I think the teaser should have been It should have been character posters. We've already seen what they look like. There's already that shot at the end.
Right.
Yeah.
So showing them costumes wouldn't be giving anything away. But I think character posters would have gone a long way.
I mean, those posters, those 4 posters, could have been like released like 4 months ago, like before we like.
Exactly. They show you nothing. Like
show you nothing.
Teaser for a teaser.
Yeah. You don't drop the trailer and then.
This shows a lot more. This shows a lot more to me than the other 4 posters do.
Yeah, it shows you all their 4 powers at least. Because I think the problem that I have with it also is that Marvel spent a lot of years not marketing Fantastic Four at all to a younger generation.
Yeah,
I've heard a lot of people, because now they added them to the game Marvel Rivals, and that was a big successful launch. And then this movie's coming out. I've heard a lot of people say that now they think that younger generation is starting to think that Fantastic Four is cool. Right. I was in the comic book shop, and I've heard that for the first time in a while, younger people are picking up Fantastic Four comics.
Yeah.
And I think they should be playing to that audience more and not trying to be like nostalgia. Look how cool it's going to be for when they come. They should be playing to show how cool these characters are to the audience that wants to see them.
Yeah. I agree there.
A lot of people I've heard say they thought Mr. Fantastic was boring, and I think this movie could be the one to either break that stigma or hold it.
I never found him. I don't think I've ever found him a interesting character to begin with, to be honest. So
I think he's interesting when he's really well written.
Yeah.
I don't think Stan necessarily knew what to do with him. I think John Byrne was the first person to make me really interested in Reed as a character.
Right.
But I think people like Hickman and Wade and a lot of and Ryan North, a lot of the more modern guys have these really nuanced take on Reed, where he's kind of like has bad social skills, but really does care. But does it in a way that's too scientific and not enough human.
Right.
And that's kind of his conundrum, is he always needs to bring more humanity to his life.
Right.
I think when people kind of play around that, make him too.
Yeah.
I think when people make him too perfect and they make him like, oh, he's a Family Guy scientist. He's always there for his family and always there to save the day. I think that's when he gets boring.
See, that might be the illusion of the trailer too, then, because I'm kind of questioning whether or not
exactly that's what the trailer makes him seem too goody two shoes.
Yeah.
And his whole thing is he's the guy that misses human problems there.
What are the human problems behind
lab?
Yeah. What are the human problems behind that carefree universe of of characters kind of thing, and that could be.
I really can't wait to see Johnny's reaction. I know it's gonna be a while, but I can't wait to see Johnny's reaction to being a huge celebrity and then having all of that taken away from him. That's gonna be like just a great Johnny moment.
Yeah.
Of him realizing he's not famous in the new Earth.
Or doesn't exist.
I know he's gonna be bummed. He's gonna be so bummed.
Okay. Anyway, any other things this week, guys, that you can think of? Otherwise, we might wrap it up pretty soon.
Last week I released a new issue of my comic. You can read it on my Substack. I think it's in the bio.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Episode 7, right? Or 6? Wait, we're at 6.
7.
7. It is 7. Yeah, it was 7.
7 or 8.
Yeah.
7.
7.
Yeah.
And you're working on 8 right now. That's cool, dude.
No, I'm
That's
working on
amazing.
9. I'm working on 9. We're finishing up
Oh
9.
wow,
I'm about to
nice.
start 10.
Wow,
Nice.
that's great.
And then
10
after we
comics
finish
out.
10, we only have 5 more left because I'm going to end it at 15.
Okay,
So we're cruising through.
that's crazy. That's awesome. If you get the chance, guys, make sure you do check on Max's comic book. The Mental Block. What's it called?
Patreon's Dice.
Thank you, patrons. Yes, yes, Centurion's Dice. Yes. Okay, guys. I think we'll leave it here anyway. We will catch you all later. Hopefully, we'll be around next week to talk about what our thoughts are on Captain America. I'm looking forward to seeing it. We all are, I think. And yeah, also we'll be able to talk about trailers and stuff, whatever they drop at the Super Bowl this week. It's gonna be some cool stuff. Maybe we'll do some reactions later on. We'll see.
Yeah,
I don't think anything's gonna be
like
longer than.
I don't think by 5 o'clock some of the major trailers would be out, so maybe we just jump back on and do.
I also not expecting long trailers because I think usually like 30 seconds to a minute has been the longest.
It is very expensive to air trailers during the Super Bowl. I think it's like a couple $1 million.
Yeah, but what they do is But what they've been doing in previous years, they'll show 30 seconds and then go online to watch the first trailer.
Yeah.
That's what they show you a 30-second spot and then like, go online so you can see the full thing. That's what they
All right. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining us, and we shall catch you all later.